Employee motivation. Motivation is part of the Mars model. Chapter 2 introduced us to motivation as a predictor of individual performance. In the earlier models, performance was the ultimate variable only affected by a person and their situation. In the 1930s and 40s, the ability and motivation were added as individual variables that affect performance. In the 1960s, the Mars model was introduced to show factors of influence and added role perception and situational factors to the formula. Human drives and employee motivation. Motivation consists of forces within a person that determine their behavior. These particular forces affect direction, intensity, and persistence of voluntary behavior. Direction allows people to have a choice in what path they want to exert their energy on. Intensity is the amount of energy a person assigns to a particular task. Persistence is the level of effort an individual shows and the amount of time the effort is continually applied to the task at hand. Human drives, or primary needs, are functions that were born with to ultimately shape our behavior in all aspects of life, including job functions. Drives are primarily fueled by emotions. Chapter 4 mentions that emotions are experiences which influence our attitudes and our behavior. Needs are goal-oriented behaviors to correct any areas that may be inadequate. Needs can differ depending on the individual's personality, their past experiences, or the social norms they've been exposed to. The primary drives, along with needs, provide the mean of effort toward reaching the goal. Maslow's needs hierarchy theory. This theory was developed by psychologist Abraham Maslow. This condenses and integrates the long list of primary needs that have been studied previously into 5 basic categories. According to Maslow's, we are motivated by several primary needs, but the strongest sources is the lowest unsatisfied need at the time. Self-actualization, morality, creativity, problem-solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of facts. We have self-esteem, which consists of confidence, achievement, respect of others, and respect by others. Love and belonging, friendship, family, intimacy, safety, body, employment, family, resources, morality, and property. And last but not least, we have psychological, food, water, sleep, sex. These needs are initially the most important, and people are motivated to satisfy them first. The issue with Maslow's theory, there is increasing evidence that indicates that needs hierarchies are unique to each person, not universal. Because needs are strongly influenced by each individual's self-concept, including personal values and social identity. Learned need theory. Psychologist David McLennan recognized that a person's need can be strengthened through reinforcement, learning, and social conditions. He examined 3 learned needs: achievement, power, and affiliation. The need for achievement. People with a strong need for achievement want to accomplish reasonably challenging tasks through their own effort. These people also desire ambiguous feedback and recognition for their success. Need for affiliation. It refers to a desire to seek approval from others, conform to their wishes and expectations to avoid conflict. These people tend to try and project a favorable image towards themselves. Last but not least, a need for power. People with the high need for power want to exercise more control over others and are concerned about maintaining their leadership position. They frequently rely on persuasive communication, make more suggestions in meetings, and tend to evaluate situations all the time. 4 drive theory. This theory states that everyone has the drive to acquire, bond, learn, and defend. Drive to acquire. This is the drive to seek, take control, and retain objects and personal experiences. This drive extends beyond basic food and water, and it includes enhancing one's self-concept through relative status and recognition in society. Drive to bond. Now, this is the drive to form social relationships and develop mutual caring commitments with others. This explains why people form social identities by aligning their self-concept with various social groups. Drive to learn. This is the drive to satisfy a curiosity to know and understand ourselves and the environment around us. Drive to defend. This is the drive to protect ourselves physically and socially. This is probably the first drive to develop. It creates a fight or flight response in the response of a danger. Expectancy theory of motivation states that work effort is directed towards that people believe will lead to desired outcomes. E to P. This is the individual's perception that his or her effort will result in a particular level of performance. P to O. This is the perceived probability that a specific behavior or performance level will lead to a particular outcome. OV. Availance is the anticipated satisfaction or dissatisfaction that an individual feels towards an outcome. Organizational justice theory. We have distributive justice and procedural justice. Distributive justice refers to perceived fairness in the outcomes we receive compared to other contributions and outcomes of others. Procedural justice refers to the fairness of the procedures used to decide the distribution of resources. Distributive justice, we have equity principle, which implies that people should be paid to proportion to their contribution. Equality principle, applied when we believe that everyone in the group should receive the same outcomes, such as when everyone gets subsidized meals in the company cafeteria. And then we have the need principle, applied when we believe that those with the greatest needs should receive more outcomes than others. Procedural justice. It gives employees a voice, encourages them to present their facts and perspectives on the issue. It's higher when the decision maker is perceived as unbiased and relies on complete and accurate information. If employees still feel unfair about the company will offer a way for them to appeal decisions to a higher authority. Goal setting and feedback practices. Goal setting is the process of motivating employees and clarifying their role perceptions by establishing performance objectives. Potentially improves employee performance in 2 ways: by amplifying the intensity and persistence of effort, and 2, giving employees clearer role perceptions so their effort is channeled towards behavior that will work performance. Improve it. We have specific goals, and they are motivated because they communicate precise performance expectations so employees can direct their efforts efficiently and reliably. Relevant goals must be relevant to the individual's job and be within his or her control. Challenging goals. They cause people to raise intensity and persistence of their work effort and to think through information more actively. Goal commitment. Challenging goals are effective only if employees are committed to them. And goal participation. Goal setting is usually more effective when employees participate in setting the goal. Characteristics of effective feedback. As with goal setting, feedback should be specific and relevant. The information should refer to specific metrics and to individuals' behaviors or outcomes within his or her control. Feedback should be timely. The information should be available soon after the behavior or results occur, so employees see a clear association between their actions and the consequences. Effective feedback is also credible. Employees are more likely to accept feedback from trustworthy and credible sources. Job design approaches. Efficiency versus motivation. Job design is assigning the different tasks that a particular job may require. Job specialization occurs when the work is divided into parts and assigned to different people. When an employee specializes on a certain task, this can increase their focus, which can increase efficiency. Cycle times also provide for an increase in efficiency because you complete one task before beginning a new one. Frederick Taylor, who discovered the foundation for scientific management, had a theory that focused on the most efficient way for an employee to complete a task. However, this field is usually applied to areas of very high job specialization. Other problems with this include negative effects that it had on employee behavior. Because of their increasing pressures involved in specializing and being responsible for a specific task can cause negative moods and attitudes. Frederick Heisberg introduces the motivator hygiene theory, which says that employees are satisfied with their jobs when motivators are fulfilled and are most dissatisfied with their jobs when dealing with poor hygiene factors. Motivators are internal and related to satisfaction, while hygiene factors are external and related to dissatisfaction. The job characteristics model says that there must be certain psychological states present in addition to 5 core characteristics in order to motivate employees. If employees experience states of meaningfulness, responsibility, and knowledge of results along with the core characteristics of skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback from the job, then this employee will have higher levels of work motivation. Motivating job design practices. Moving employees around to different workstations provides the employee with exposure to other aspects of the organization. Job rotation also allows employees to learn different work skills and can reduce boredom in dealing with everyday tasks. Job enlargement occurs when employees' number of tasks within a job increases. To influence motivation, in addition to giving an employee new tasks, an employee must have a combination of core characteristics, skill, variety, autonomy, and job knowledge. When an employee is given more responsibilities for managing their own schedules, empowerment and motivation. Empowerment can be defined as a psychological concept represented by 4 dimensions. 1. Self-determination. Empowered employees feel that they have freedom, independence, and discretion over their work activities. 2. Meaning. Employees who feel empowered care about their work and believe that what they